What's up guys, I'm George Lahop, and today we're going to be replacing the multimedia system on the Jeep Wrangler with what I have here is just a Kenwood in-dash double DIN navigation system. So this is the stock one that they have that comes in every Jeep and Dodge and anything owned by Bueller. So we're going to be taking this thing out and putting in a new one. So here's how we do it. The first thing you're going to want to do is remove this rubber insert right above the actual receiver. Once you remove this, you'll see one of the bolts that you have to access and remove. So this is the bolt above the receiver that you have to remove here. And then you're going to want to remove this panel underneath the steering wheel. All you have to do is tug at it and it'll pretty much come right out. Once you remove that, you actually have access to the other two bolts. Both to the left of the receiver, one underneath the steering wheel, and then one pretty much straight through it on the right side there.
As a co-producer, what's the extra responsibility you have?
I believe all the bolts that you're going to be removing are all 7mm bolts. So all you really need is this one ratchet tool to remove them all.
You really missed out, Matt. You guys, I left a note on his truck. Oh, it was bad. Just like, hey, you know, you're
on paper or in
I get it. It was a piece of paper. Yeah, but thank you, Tim.
Now you're going to want to actually remove this switch panel in between your two vents on the actual the receiver dashboard. All you have to do is kind of pry at it. Try not to chip away at the plastic while you're doing this. So I just used a pretty thin screwdriver, got in there, popped it out, and then you're going to want to remove the cable that's attached to it from the back. That's just attached through a clip. There is a red lock that you have to remove. So here you go. You're going to want to remove this one bolt right behind the switch panel. You're going to want to remove this bolt. And then you pretty much just pull at the front panel. And keep in mind, it's a much longer than other cars. It actually attaches to the entire left piece behind the steering wheel. So you're going to remove that panel and the left one just by pulling it off. Be careful not to scratch anything. And just tugging away at it, you'll eventually be able to pull it loose. Alright, so now you have access to the receiver. You're going to want to remove the 4 bolts at the 4 corners of it. Here they are for you to see. Now, once you remove all the bolts, the receiver should be free and you could be able to pull it right out. Keep in mind, all the cables are still connected in the back. So once you pull it free, you actually have to go back there and start disconnecting all the cables that are attached at the back. Most of them just had a clip or a twist disconnect type of mechanism for it. So for the Jeep Wrangler, because the radio I'm installing is a little bit bigger in the back, I had to remove the bracket in the back. So at this point, you're going to want to actually try and fit in your new receiver, see if it fits without any modifications. You might have to remove this bracket. You might have to get a new one to have that support in the back of the receiver. For me, all I had to do was remove it, and then the other one kind of fits snugly enough in the back that it was supported on its own. Now that it's removed, you can actually start connecting all the interface wires that came with your receiver. This is different for every type of model car and every type of receiver. I find Crutchfield a great vendor who actually describes to you what cables you need and how to connect it. So I would definitely check them out, and I'll link them below for you. But once it's connected, before you put everything back in, just turn on the key, make sure the power is going through, make sure the radio plays, that way you know you have very solid connections. And then you should be able to close everything right back and you're done. Hey guys, so you've just seen how to replace the car radio for the Jeep Wrangler. I hope this video has helped you out in figuring out how to take out the radio and put in the new one, and along with all the electronics for actually how to do a car radio replacement. If you've enjoyed this video, please go ahead and like and subscribe below. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and comment below. I'll try to get back to every single one of you guys. Thanks again for watching, guys.